Good evening, good evening, good evening, good people. I am super, super excited. Am I on time? I am 1 minute late. I will take that. I will absolutely take that. I just want to thank everyone for continuing to support me. This is going to be so much fun. I'm just excited. I love, love, love great stories. Being a writer, you just automatically love great stories. But I even love more authentic, genuine stories that are true. So this person, I first of all want to thank my husband who continuously supports me, who pushes me, even when I just jump out there on faith. Um, I'm just grateful for his energy. I'm grateful for him always supporting me. I want to thank Jamel Jackson, who sent me a screenshot a while back with a microphone saying, let's go. You know what you're supposed to be doing. So thank you for true friendship, for, friends turning into brothers. Jamel's like my brother. And I also want to thank David Shans for pushing not just me, but a bunch of other dope, amazing people who are going to be so phenomenal in this podcast world. I love that one of the things that stuck with me with David Shans during the challenge was that he said to us, whatever you treat, he said, let me get it right. He said, however you treat anything is how you treat everything. And that was deep for me. That was deep for me. I took that home. I started to really apply that in my life, not just with the podcasting, that, everything that how you treat certain things is how you treat everything was deep for me. Welcome, Mr. Myles.
Hey,
Back to you.
What's up?
Listen, one monkey don't stop no show. We're going to make this thing happen tonight. That's a fact.
We're going to rock out.
That's a fact. That's it. We from Hempstead. We ain't going to let nothing just, mess us up. We're going to make it happen. So I was just telling the people that I'm super, super excited for this new venture that, God has blessed me to do. I'm the type person, I'll say certain things and I'll just do it. And people are like, oh, you're doing what now? So just watching you, being able to share your story is exciting for me, as an author. I'm just like, his book is going to be crazy. He's going to reach so many people because he's already, he's already an example in our community. So for other people to know who you are is exciting for me. Yes. I'm sorry? So, so I was just thinking my husband and thinking all those who've been supporting me all this time. And we're just going to jump in there because I don't want to keep people long. I know this is a school night. You're an educator. So we're going to keep it pushing. We're going to keep it pushing. Yeah, so
let's go. I'm ready.
First off, you are welcome to introduce yourself as you see fit.
Hi, everybody out there. Y'all know me as La. Full name is Lateef Myles. Born and raised in Hempstead, New York. Came back, went to college, came back to give my love to the community. That's what I'm here for. I'm all about the peoples. Y'all might see me on a party scene. A lot of people don't even know that I'm a school teacher, but I've been doing this for 17 years. I worked at, I started off when it was ECC. Then I went to Franklin. Then I came back to ECC. Now I'm at the new building, Prospect, the brand new Washington Roads. It's called Rose Academy right now. It's a lovely building.
It looks awesome. It looks amazing. The school definitely looks amazing. So you are a pillar in the Hempstead community. So first of all, I want to know what made you go into the industry of education?
So it's a long story, but I can make a long, short story. When I graduated from Delaware State University back in the days, I had a job with Bad Boy Records. So I was working there Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, but I was taking the train there. So every time I got my check, it was the same thing I was making on the train. So I'm like, I'm just going here basically working for free. I got to meet Puff, Shine, 112, and all of them. So then one day I came to speak to some kids at the high school, and my old principal, Dr. McLaurin, he's like, yo, you should think about getting an education. And from then, I just switched everything around. I was a teacher assistant for 2 years, and then I've been in the classroom for the last 17 years.
So you've been teaching
So
for you've been an educator for 17 years?
yeah, it seems I still
I
look
love
young.
that.
Spotlight on me, still look 20.
Yes, sir. I love it. I love it. I love it. So,
Big shout out to
young
everybody tuning
man.
in too. Much love.
Yes, thank you. Welcome. Thank you for coming on. I apologize for the confusion. When I tell you I'm jumping out there on faith, we're gonna do this thing. I'm gonna upload everything to YouTube later on. I know I had a little confused. Everybody think it was coming on directly to YouTube, but it will be uploaded on YouTube because I want Mr. Myles to also be able to share on his platform to put his book out there and all the other things that he is doing. So now you're also an entrepreneur. What is the name of your company?
So everybody knows when I throw the parties, everybody know me as Lot Entertainment, but the actual LLC is Dotcha LLC. That's what we run the business form under, so the government doesn't
All
try
right,
to
so
say we own it.
spell that for the people. I'm gonna put everything that you're telling me in the description so everybody can check out your businesses and everything. You know, we want to support you, put you out there on all the platforms that you're on.
So when we first started throwing parties, I used to just throw Live Entertainment on there. Everybody, oh, Live Entertainment. But now I just put my regular name, Lateef Myles, because
Nice.
I'm for the people. So everybody, I need to get to know them so we can vibe, kick it. Everybody that's ever been to one of my events know that we just like to have fun. I don't want people together that got married. They also got divorces too, but it wasn't my
Wow.
fault. They done had kids, they done been to weddings. I done been on vacations
Right.
with these people that I met. So,
I
but the
love it.
spelling of Dotcha is LADATCHA, and then an LLC after it. That's the business company.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. So when we look you up, we can find you on which social media platforms because we want to make sure we're supporting after this live.
Definitely. On social media, I'm Lateef Myles, LAT on Facebook, LATEEFMYLES. On what's that, Instagram? Same spelling, Lateef, LATEEF 516. Those are only two I really use. I got
All
Twitter.
right.
I think I'm same thing, Lateef 516, but I haven't been on that Snapchat and stuff. Yeah, I like it, but I don't think it's for me yet.
You ain't TikToking yet, huh? Me either. I gotta get involved. I'm
Nah,
gonna
not
get
yet.
there one of these days. One of these days. All right. So now, being from Hempstead, another reason why I wanted you to come on because in the news and different areas and places, they always try to show our particular town in a certain light. Has there been any like challenges connected to you being an educator and also being from where you're from? Like I know, like for me, being an officer, it's been a thing where clearly I work in the jail, so I end up seeing people that I grew up with, and it makes you feel some type of way. So have you ever dealt with like a challenge connected to being an educator, being in the entertainment business, and things of that nature?
You know what it is sometimes, because some of my parents or the students that I have actually grew up with them. So like I'll give you for
Right.
instance, I know y'all know J Rock, Jeremy Henderson. His daughter was in
Absolutely.
second grade. She was in my class. So we used to hang out at night, party, keep it 100, drink. I never smoked, but drink. And I used to wake up, give me a Red Bull of coffee, and be right at work the next day
Make it
teaching this
happen.
kid. But sometimes I see a lot of parents, like when I'm out, they ask me about their kids. I'm like, yo, this is not the environment, not the vibe. It's a
Right.
time and place for that. So it can be difficult, but on a spin of that, the kids that I teach, they know that I went to the same schools they went to.
Right.
I've been through the
Right.
same struggles. I've been using the same materials sometimes, or not having the materials, the cold buildings, the too
Mm-hmm.
hot buildings. So I like to give back to the community and let them know if I could do it, if I can make it out of the community that people say we really can't make it out of, go to college,
Right.
come back and be somewhat successful in their eyes, that they could do it and be better than me.
Right. I love it. Love it. Love it. Love it. So now when you're talking to the youth, is it a thing because you kind of have both areas, kind of so to speak? You have your degree, which you're utilizing, but you're also in like the entertainment area as well. So when you're dealing with kids who are trying to figure out what they want to be, who, you know, what they want to do, like what are your usual conversations? You know, what is that about? What do you usually share with them? Like, do you emphasize you better go to college? You really want to absolutely go to college? Because college is, it's not for everyone. So, you know, how does that go?
So what I didn't mention that I used to coach the Hempstead High School varsity basketball team. So I got a chance. I was from 2013 all the way till last year. I couldn't coach for some health reasons, but we'll get in that a little bit later. But
Wow.
dealing with a lot of the youth, they have like a lot of struggles and everything with one parent homes or their father not being around. So I just try to like show them the light. Sometimes I show them pictures when I was in
Right.
college, or just try to experience some different things. Like when we were on a basketball team, big shout out to Speedy Claxton at Hospital. They used to give us the tickets. We'll take the whole
Nice.
team there for a group outing, or try to do
Love it.
different things in the summer league, summertime, travel to different places and play. So it's just about trying to get them to be a family. Even if they don't go to college for a scholarship, at least they know the understanding of what a teammate is, having somebody you
Right.
could depend on, either being independent on your own.
I love that. I love that. So now, okay, you're an educator, you have your businesses, and you are now officially an author. What made you what made you write this book? Like, I want to hear, first of all, you mentioned, let me tap back into this. You mentioned how, you know, a lot of the students and things they come from single parent homes. What was your growing up situation like?
So my growing up, I'm making quick but brief, same time. Originally, people think I'm originally from Parkside, right? But when I grew
Hmm.
up, I went first, second, third grade. I went to school on the Heights, Jackson and Jackson, Maine. Then I moved to
Okay.
Terrace. I went
Okay.
to Fulton School, fourth and fifth grade. Then I moved to
I be
Jerusalem
knowing.
Avenue. I went to Ludlam School. And then in high school, I think it was like 95, I started hanging out with everybody from Parkside. So I was like from all different sides of towns. So I knew a little bit
Love
of
it.
everybody. Plus I had family on all sides of town. But growing up, I had a tough youth. My mother got locked up.
Hmm.
So I went from aunt house to cousin house. And then my father left when I was like 5. So
Okay.
I was raised by family members and just my mom until about middle school, till she got remarried to my stepfather, who I call my father, who just passed away last summer. So
Oh, I'm
RIP
sorry to
to
hear that.
Marvin Mason, but he was
Wow,
like
rest in peace,
he
Mr.
was a big
Mason.
influence on my life. So I grew up first half of my life just me and my mom's and the family. Second half I grew up with that's not you calling me, right?
No,
Oh, all right. I don't know who it was. Another good
no.
number. But the second half, I grew up with my stepfather played a big part of my life. So that was my life growing up.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. I
Everybody,
love
tell a
it.
friend,
All
tell a
right,
friend
so
to tune in, spread the word.
yes, yes, for sure, for sure. I'm loving this right now, La. I'm loving this because I remember certain things, but I didn't know you moved around as much as you said, and that's dope
Yeah, yeah,
because
yeah.
that reminds people that, you know what I'm saying. It ain't about where you're from, it's where you're going. Like true T, like
Definitely.
it's you got to have a certain type of mindset. So now with that, um, you have children, correct? Because your
Correct.
book is about your kids. Now, are you married
Hmm.
or are you with the mom or how does that go?
Yeah, we're in love. We're deeply in love. She's right
Oh,
there. Come
I
on.
love it.
She's not here right now,
Come
though.
on. Come on, Miss
But
Miles.
yeah, we definitely locked in, locked to go.
I love it. I love it. And so how long have you been married?
Let me see. My son is 14, 13 years. I just go by his age.
I know that's a fact. I know that's
That's
a
how you
fact.
don't get in
So you
trouble. Just
have
remember it that way.
that's it. Listen, you a smart man. You a smart man. We take it some type of way. If you don't remember, we take it some type of way. I love it. So now
That's a fact.
you grew up you grew up moving around because your mother
Hmm.
went through what she went through, and then the situation
Hmm.
with your dad, and you ended up with a stepfather. So how does that what does that do for you as a husband and a father when it comes to your children? Because we always want to be better than our parents were for our kids. So what are some of the things
Yeah.
that you know is vital as a black father?
So with our kids, we're already on the setback being African Americans or being black people in this country. So you definitely need that support behind you. You need that male figure.
Right.
The male is the king, the dominant force. You look at all the movies, all the superheroes, that's us.
Mm-hmm.
If the kids don't have
Right.
that, then they don't have a lot of anything. But not to say a mother can't raise their kid by themselves, but when you have that support of two people, two is always better than one. And they have somebody to look up
Say
to
that.
instead of seeing different people running in and out of the house.
Right. Love it. Love it, La. Love it, La. Because I promise you, you know, doing a podcast is like a strategic thing. I really want to show our black men in a certain light because we know what we have. We know the jewels that we have, but everyone else doesn't always see that. So I really want to use this platform, excuse me, I call it, I'm still working on little cute little things. So I call it She's 3 E's: to encourage, to encourage, to empower, and to educate. So there's certain things I want to have people come up here like yourself. Like you said, you've been through some stuff that I didn't even know about. You know what I'm saying? So now other people will see you and see you in a different light. Like, yo, he went through some things. He's an overcomer. He persevered. Look at him as a husband. Look at him as a father. Like, this man's an author. He came from Hempstead. You know what I'm saying? So our upbringing, it leaves a print, on the people we become. So I really want to show you guys in that light. So I really, really once again appreciate you for coming up here and sharing your story. So now explain to the viewers about your book. Where did this book come from? How did this happen?
All right, so here we go. I got the little promo with me, right?
Let's go. We here for it. We here for it.
The book, everybody.
Yes, sir.
It's The Quarantine Kid. If you ever
I got
walking
mine.
and see me, I got the little flyers. I did it like a party. So the flyers.
This is
you
cute.
can buy the hardcover version on Lulu.com. Let me see if we get
Lulu.com.
And the digital version is on Amazon.com. I suggest you buy it from Lulu, so when I meet up with you and see you, I can sign it. So this is the book, The Quarantine Kid.
Mine is signed. Got mine done today.
So, here's a true story, right?
Playing. Let's go.
So I might tear up, but it's too many people.
We here for it.
So remember when COVID came out, right?
Yes.
So COVID came out. I was one of those people like, yo, COVID is fake. They just want to. I was treating COVID like the hurricane when they make you go in all the stores and buying the food. So I'm laughing. I'm still in the spots partying. So I caught COVID, right?
Wow.
So I had to go to the hospital. So I'm in ICU, right? This is a true story. So the little flat line that's going beep, 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 beep. And when it goes flat, you're gone, right?
The pulse. Yes.
Yeah, I could picture this in my mind every day. I seen it going flat with the line, and my eyes was closing. And then I just heard somebody say, "Get up, son. Rise.
Let's go.
Do something for the youth."
Wow.
And I didn't
about
just
to make
walk
me
out
cry.
the hospital.
I
didn't just walk out the hospital the next day, but I got better and I got better. So what happened was my blood pressure shot up so high that my doctor put me out of work. So I was out of work for 6 months. So my youngest son, who's 10 years old, his name was Noah, he was doing remote instruction. So doing remote instruction, he hated school. So the book is based about him. So it's a day in his life going through, not wanting to go to school, fussing and making all kind of excuses. And by the end of the day, he rebounds it together and to get his day back together and having a perfect day. And at the end, he's like, please, when is this pandemic gonna be over? I just want to go back to school. I want to see my regular friends and everything. So I'll show you guys a couple of pictures. Everybody loves the illustration.
I love the illustration. I'm gonna need that plug, Mr. La. I'm gonna need that plug for my little one book. I need that.
There's another picture.
I love the illustration. I told you I done read it again. Awesome book. Awesome book, guys. You got to go on Lulu.com. Lulu.com. Check out the book.
And then at the end, you see the picture of me and both of my sons. So the little one right here with the big white teeth, the book is about him. but I tried to make the character look like the older one so he wouldn't get upset.
Right.
So that's the story how the book came together. The quarantine.
Love it.
And I'm working on a part 2, and I can't give that away, but it should be out in February.
We here for it. We listen. All right, so let me just share this with you guys. So I what was it? Probably like in the beginning of the year, I had got on Facebook and I shared that God started reminding me why I started making shirts. So with that, I was seeing a lot of people, you know, actually progressing during a pandemic. So I was like, you know what? I really want to bless people and remind them like, yo, you pushed through. So I want to give you something. So I had a thing where I said, if you have a certain goal and you actually complete that particular thing, I'll give you a shirt connected to that goal. So the shirt that Mr. Lateef Myles is wearing right now says Black Author on it. And I gave that to him because he made that accomplishment. So I'm throwing that out there once again. If you are pushing through this pandemic, we know everybody's going through stuff, man. Everybody's going through stuff. If you're persevering, you're pushing through, and you jump out there to do something that you have not done, like buy a home. You know, I made my cousin a hoodie that said new Black homeowner, you know, just stuff like that. Just remind people like you did that. So we wanted to say congratulations to you again. I'm super proud of you. Like just hearing your story about what went on just made my heart flutter even more. I'm just so glad that I have you on tonight. Listen, everybody make sure you go on lulu.com and get this book, y'all. It's the most cutest story. And you can find your own kid in this book. Trust me. Like it was just too cute. The illustrations alone. I'm telling you, I heard my son's still talking junk. Like, man, like when we gonna do this? I'm like, listen, we all pushing through, fella. We all trying to get through, but you know, I just want to say congratulations to you yet again. Like I said, you're an example. You're a pillar in our community, and we just want to push forth. So you have a second book coming. You know what I'm saying? You didn't give us everything, which is cool.
February is the date.
February, we like it. We like it. So what else can we look forward to coming from Lateef Myles, owner of Dotcha? Let me say it right. Dotcha.
Yeah. So what I'm working on, God willing, is we're trying to do an event space. So everybody's big on their little privacy spot. So everybody can have like a little social place to go through. Baby showers, sweet 16. Besides that, we got the book coming out. I want to give a big shout out to my brother, big brother that put me on to the promotion stuff. Will Thomas. He has the backstage.
Will, for sure.
Yeah, so he's part owner in that now. So, you know, he threw
New
me
movement
in there to make a couple of bucks. So if anybody wants to dance and mingle, that's always the #1 spot to go to.
That's right, put the plug in.
I got the brunch on Sunday at the living room too. Make sure y'all come out.
All right, what time? Where?
2 to 6 p.m. The living room in Bethpage.
All right.
Bethpage, Wanta Avenue.
I'm going to put that in the comments.
I'm going to put that in the comments. I really want to start working with the youth more to just get back my knowledge or volunteer, do anything. Because I think we got such a big community, and they're like weeding us out as the African American people. You know, it goes in a cycle. First, it was the Caucasian people that ran Hempstead. Then it was the African Americans. Now it's the Hispanics. But as you see coming into the schools, you're getting a lot of like Indian people and a lot of people from like the Middle East. They're starting to take over. But we still hold a strong ground. So we need to do things that's positive for the community, like bring back Hempstead Day. That was always fun. You had the local people performing. They were giving out book bags, or maybe even on Thanksgiving, go down blocks like Terrace Avenue. We could be like Frank Lucas. Hop out the back of the truck, throw out turkeys, go on Evans Avenue, give out free stuff.
I'm here for all of it.
More stuff for the community.
Absolutely. Listen, we need more of everything you just said. You know, my husband and I are always talking about, you know, mentorship and things like that. You know, I've done mentoring like forever through my church, and just, you know, shout out to my godmother, Vicky Moore, with the sports. So I've always had a heart for the kids. So whatever you want help with, you know, sponsorship, whatever it is, like we're here, you know. Shout out to Chase Money again for being a sponsor for this
Yeah,
particular
big shout out
my
to
first
Bud.
episode.
I haven't seen him in the longest, but every time I've seen him, it was like it's love. Like we were just with each other yesterday or something. We always show me
Yeah, for
love.
sure, for sure.
Every time I
For
see him, that's
sure,
my
for
guy.
sure. So we really want to jump out there because I saw Will had something going on. The event was canceled in reference to the men come together. You know, we really want to have these kids not only have mentors, like have actual true direct contact with people who are going to push them to the next level. You know,
Mm-hmm.
because I had someone said the other day, um when you're a mentor, you can like kind of give advice and kind of keep it pushing, but like when you're a coach, you're obligated. And that did
Yeah.
something for me. I'm like, it really is a difference. You know what I'm saying? A lot of these kids really need somebody that can be hands on. And what happens is kids keep it a buck. You know what I'm saying? They know when you faking. They know when you
Mm-hmm.
ain't, you know what I'm saying? They could tell. So when it's authentic and when they encounter someone like you that is like, yo, listen, my mom was on drugs. This one passed away and this happened to me, but I persevered. I got my college degree. I did this. I worked for this company at this point. I met people that you see on television, and I'm out here, you know, doing events and stuff like that. I'm going to have the event space. I want to do A, B, and C. You know, we got to be able to have the resources and connect the dots so we could do these things actually together. You know what I'm saying? So
Definitely.
like the event space stuff, I might be able to help out with that. I got some stuff going on. You know, everything is divine connections. That's how I feel. Everything is divine connections. And at the end of the day, everybody has space to go forth in their gift. You know, I don't have to
Mm-hmm.
be trying to do parties and stuff when La know how to do parties because he been doing this for years. So I don't have to try to come in and be like, well, I'm doing it now. Or y'all all come over here. Let the people who are gifted in these areas do the work so everybody can win. And that's what I really want to
Yes.
show. And I'm so excited for you that, you know, you're going to do this book and you're going to do these event spaces because everybody can support each other. It ain't got to be no shade, no hate. We could just do us and everybody could win. And when the kids see that, they get
Mm-hmm.
excited and they start to make different decisions. They start to think different. You know what I'm saying? As a man thinketh, so is he. So we got to start putting these things out there for them to gravitate to, where they don't just feel like all there is to do coming from Hempstead is sell drugs and do these other things. There's so many other things. There's so many of us that are actually winning out here and that are accessible, that they can get to. And clearly you're one of them. So, you know, whatever you need help
I'm
with, you
here
know, we
for it. I'm
got
here
you. Let's
for it.
do this. Let's do it for sure. So now I have some other questions. Let me Dag, La, you listen, you threw me for a loop, man. I'm so proud of you. I promise. I'm just so proud of you,
Thank you
man.
for
Like
having me.
that.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for coming on, man. If this is the first one, like I'm super hyped. Like
I'm
I
tuning in
can't.
every
I
week.
can't.
I'm tuning in every week.
I'm overwhelmed. Oh, huge shout out to Bridget Lewis. Excuse me, Bridget Wilson. I'm sorry. October is not just breast cancer month, but it's also domestic violence month, domestic violence awareness month. So on Friday, this Friday, October 29th at 7 o'clock, I will have Bridget Wilson sharing her story connected to domestic violence and how she's overcome certain things from past relationships. So I'm super excited. Another person from Hempstead who out here winning.
Nice.
So we gotta keep showing Hempstead in his light. I'm super excited about it. Um, Let me get to some of my little questions that I had. Excuse me, people. Excuse me. Um, all right. So when it comes to all right, so entertainment and being married, how do you navigate, you know, the energy? How do I say this? How do you navigate wearing multiple hats and staying a present father and husband? Because there's a difference. I know a lot of people, we grow up thinking that having a two-parent household mean you're good, and that's not always true. You can have parents live with you, but that doesn't mean they're present. So how do you navigate these things and still be okay? Because you still look like you're 12 with a beard. So how do you navigate these things? How? Like the
You know
people
what it
want to know.
is? The early part of my life, it was easy. When you're younger, you could drink, get up, do this. But it's like a lot of balance. You gotta pick and choose your battles. Like I could promote something and physically don't have to be there. I could be at home still watching everybody's Instagram, YouTube, whatever it is, Facebook, Twitter, and whatever they got a problem with, they could text me. And if it's an emergency, I could go there. But if it's something that I definitely know I have to go there, you try to plan your situation in advance with your family. I'm not going to be here at this time, or I'm leaving at this time. It's all about planning and working together with your significant other, with your kids. But you might have situations. My son, the oldest one, who's 14, me and him wear the same shoe size now, 12 and 13, and he's taller than me. So most weekends he's going away for basketball. So I'm like, I trust people, but I don't trust people that much. So I might miss somewhere and go there with him and just stay in a hotel and have him stay with me. So it's like it's not the easiest thing. And then you got all the other things that's coming in your way, all the people whispering in your ear, all the temptations. You got to just have faith in yourself and believe in yourself. Know what's best for you. Plus, you're making extra money to pay extra bills. So
I know that's a fact. So now, okay, you're an entrepreneur, you're an educator. So are there any business ventures besides the event space to get into that's like, well, my husband and I, we're now, the goal is to have passive income and, you know, making money in your sleep. That's the goal. Mm-hmm. That's the goal. And that's what I also want to teach people on this platform. I want to have people coming in, you know, who got the Airbnbs, who have the real estate going on. I want us to teach that home ownership and all these different things. We can have these things. A lot of stuff we don't end up having because people hoard information. So we're ignorant to it. So when you see like you traveling or some of us traveling on social media, people think it's $1 million for these things, but it's because they're not educated on it. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah. Or they're living check to check. We got to be able to teach people that that's not how it's supposed to go. You know, you should be making money in your sleep. You should be able to travel with your family when you want to, even though you have a full-time job. I'm not against having a full-time job because I have one, but there's other avenues to make income. So we want to have these kind of platforms to teach people. So are there any other investments or other things that you have going on that you could share with the people, you know, just to give them another light?
I do have one little investment I got going on. So me and 4 friends, who their names like to stay anonymous, easy. Well, actually it's 5 of us. We saved up $2,000 each. That's a total of $10,000. Mm-hmm. We went and got a foreclosure house in Hempstead.
Okay.
One of my friends was good with constructions. He did it up, and now we rented to a Hispanic family actually for $3,500 a month. But it's like 3 families in there. So you got the first floor, you got the second
3 families.
floor, you got the basement. They pack them in, but they do it smarter than anybody else. They're saving, and then they go out and get their own stuff.
That's right. I watch them do it.
You can build up.
Yes.
I see pop-up shops coming everywhere. There's all types of mama and pop stores you can invest in. If you go in some of these places, like even go in a local deli and see how they're struggling. Mm-hmm. Speak to the owner. What can I do to get you back on point? If I give you this much or I invest this much, can I get this back in return plus this to make me happy? And I'll walk out and it's all back yours again. All types of different negotiations you can make. There's so much out there in the market. People are high into the stocks. You get a stock advisor. He'll give you some information. Put in something real quick. Pull it out. Make a quick little come up. It's different avenues. Like you doing, like with the shirts, these are excellent. You can make a killing. You are probably making a killing.
I've been doing it.
Last year I get a job with you.
I've been doing it. Listen, God is good. I promise you, I can't complain. And like I said, it's a thing where, you know, you pay it forward. You know what I'm saying? I just decided to do it because somebody I was buying shirts from, which is a horrible customer service, was horrible. Like they was just not nice. They would take your money and not give you the right stuff. And I said, I like to treat people the right way. You know what I'm saying? Like I got to do right by people if they're spending their hard-earned money. So that's the same energy you have to have with everything you put your name on. You know what I'm saying? So I really want to have this platform so we can educate people. Like I said, financial literacy, you know what I'm saying? Like you're sitting here talking to us and basically you are a generational curse breaker, period, because of your story. You could easily you could have took a whole other road, but You
That's a
like my
fact.
faith, my family. This is who I am. And God has no respect of person. If I can do it, you can do it. And you're pouring into our youth. And that's what's so important. We have to really take things that's going on with our youth personal. You understand what I'm saying? They deal with depression. They watch how we deal with things that we go through. So they're like sponges. So you got to pay attention to how they internalize information. We got kids taking their own lives because of being bullied, because they seeing how people look and they want to look that way and they're taking their own lives. There's so much going on that we need to tap into, in our communities. So once again, I just thank you for sharing your story. I'm so
Yeah,
proud of you. I can't stop. I'm just super proud of you, man. Super proud of you. I just am like, I'm overwhelmed for real. But let me see. You were talking about basketball. Shout out to the Hempstead Tigers. Shout out to the cheerleading squad. All of us. You know what I'm saying?
definitely.
We
You
was in the
remember we used to
building with
rock
y'all.
out.
We was in the building. We had so much fun in high school. High school was just dope. Like, I promise you, high school was dope. So you went from playing ball to coaching. Now, like I said, once again, connected to the youth. How was that experience with watching? Because, okay, let me say this. I work and,
Mhm.
I see people that I know. And like I shared, it could be very hurtful. We know people who we just knew were gonna make the NBA. We knew we're gonna be in the NFL, and then it doesn't happen. How do you deal with watching people that had so many opportunities and they don't take them? Like, is it something that you carry? How does that go? Because I know for me personally, some people that I mentored went the other way and it will weigh on me. I had to pray a lot, to not carry it, but it's a challenge. So how are you dealing with that? Or how have you dealt with that? Especially, you said you could no longer do it because of health issues. So how did you deal with that emotionally and spiritually?
So know what it is when I don't even like to name the people, but if I grew up with people that went to Division I colleges with full scholarships. I went for a full scholarship for basketball. And it's like, yeah, you root for them so hard when you see them on TV or you go watch their games. Like, yeah, that's my boy. You love him so
Right.
much. And when
Mm-hmm.
you see them don't make it, you just gotta pray that they don't have a total collapse or a total setback. So fortunately, the people that I played with that didn't play ball, they're all doing great. They all have jobs,
Love it.
have kids, have a family. So I got lucky, but a few people that grew up a few years before me are like incarcerated or they're on drugs now, not doing too good. And I looked up to some of those people, so that kind of hurts. And it's also kind of motivation, so I won't fall back into the position that they're currently in. So
Mm-hmm.
it hurts, but at the same time, it helps you.
Right. Okay. I get that part. Whew, yeah. I get that part. I
It's
get that
tough.
part. Yeah, it is tough. It is tough. And you brought up Hempstead Day, and I laughed because I remember we had Hempstead Day and then it stopped, and then I started going to Hempstead Days in Atlanta. And I'm like,
Yeah,
man,
yeah, I
this is
went to a
weird.
few too. They
I'm
got
like,
them in
this is
Atlanta
different.
and Baltimore.
Yeah, I was like, okay. But look, I was showing up just to see people from Hempstead. So when you sorry, excuse me. This thing hooked on my bracelet. I'm sorry, y'all. Alrighty, that was weird. So when you encounter, first of all, have you done events where you've been speaking, as an inspirational speaker, have you been invited to different events where they had you be like a keynote speaker, like things like that? Have you done stuff like that, or are you interested in doing things like that?
I'm interested. I did a few for the book, but there hasn't
Hmm.
been many because I'm back at work now. So like taking off to go to other schools, they're not really feeling that where I work at.
Right,
But
right,
I
right.
did. I spoke at Hempstead Day a couple of years ago, probably like 10 years ago. Brian Jones was
Hmm.
running it. B. Jones, a lot of people
Oh,
know him.
B Jones,
He's
yeah,
a
shout out to B Jones.
good influence to the youth. So I spoke there. I also spoke in the village when we did the March in Peace for Trayvon Martin. Me and
Hmm.
Electra, who's a close friend of mine, we both
Shout
did
out to
a
Electra.
the MCs. Yeah, she's a great poet too. You got to get her on here.
Awesome poet. Awesome poet.
But I would love to speak. I like talking. I like hearing myself. That's why I teach. No, I tell the kids when we this is the saying that I have in class. When the kid is talking, I'm talking. I always ask them, say, what do they pay me to do? They pay me to talk. So if you doing all the talking, why am I getting paid? I tell the kids that all the time. And they just look at me like I'm crazy. I said, that's my job to talk. Let me do me.
Right. I love it. I love that. All right. So you're an author, you're an educator, you have businesses. What advice can you give a person who has tried to overcome the environment they come from, who has tried, different jobs, different things, and is just not finding a niche? Like, what advice would you give a person who's really trying to like find themselves, especially as Black men? I've shared lives. This is another reason why I'm doing a podcast thing, because I would share lives where I have a heart for the men. I'm a boy mom, so I take it personal. I have two brothers, well, technically three brothers, and I have such a heart for the men because I know what God has shown me you guys can be. So what right now, to the felon, to the person who lost his job because of the pandemic, to the person who stopped going to school because they had to take care of their sick mother or their sick child or anything like that, like, what do you say to them, connected to your story that can encourage them to just push a little harder, even though the difficulties as being a Black man?
For once, you gotta just look at your skin. Know that Black is beautiful. Black doesn't crack. So no matter what the setback is, we always land on our feet. I think we got more lives than cats, more than 9 lives. But you just gotta. I know some people don't want to hear it, but you just gotta preach to them that you could do it. Stay positive. Like, you get the people that's incarcerated. You hear the line and rap again. Brothers come home and do the same ish again, and they right back there because they don't have the guidance. So I think even when they're letting people out, they should have like a little 2-step program. I know they got the probation officers and the parole officers that tell you to go get a job, but they're not actually. You need somebody to sometimes walk you, just like a student with a math problem. You can't just tell them 5 + 3 is 8 and ask them how they got it. You have to walk them through the steps. So I think as far as the felon people and the people that's coming home that's incarcerated, we need to walk them through the steps. If somebody should create a website or something where they could be able to walk all them through the steps. And as far as the regular people, look out to your resources. I'm here, you're there. There's plenty of people in the community. There's job fairs everywhere. There's got to be some way we can have them.
Absolutely. Listen, I learned, being over where I am, that the literacy, we have a literacy issue. Like, there's grown men who cannot read. So when I would go to the schools and talk to the children, I would off the bat tell them, like, you're already winning because you can actually read and write. You have grown-ups who are frustrated. They can't get jobs. They can't even read the paperwork. Like, there's days where a grown-up has to ask another person younger than them to fill out their paperwork because they don't know what they're reading. So what you're saying, I would love to help, get some type of programs like that for those who come home from being incarcerated, for those who are just tired of not being able to make it. You know what I'm saying? And get some real men in place, some praying men who are not going to make them feel like they're being judged because they've made it, or so-called made it, but make them feel like, listen, I'm no better than you. I just made different decisions. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. In my circle, the people around me, we're all winning because we pour into each other. And so that's what I feel like, we have to be making communities like that are close knit, that are not coming to judge, where your personal situation is not going to be spread, as a joke or to be mocked. We're here to help you. You know what I'm saying? What are you good at? Okay, you talk a lot. Listen, start a podcast. Shenisse did. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's go. And it has to be something where, we can recognize each other's gifts and push that person forward in that thing. Like I said, I don't have to go in La's lane and be like, oh, I'm doing parties now because La could do it. No, I can progress in what my gifting is. And so I think a lot of times that's what happened. People don't always see that there is a community that's accessible to you that can push you along if you actually are looking for it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
They gotta not.
So
we gotta connect to them so they don't be afraid to open up. You know, a lot of people like to hold their pride. Sometimes you gotta let it go to get better, to make it.
Absolutely. 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 And I just want to touch on that. So, you know, as a Black community, one of the things I definitely want to bring light to is therapy and counseling. Do you believe in that? Is that something like, you know, you want to encourage people to do? Because like you said, you went through something where your life couldn't take it because you just frivolous about it. Like, oh, COVID ain't real, da, da, da. And then you had an encounter that changed you. You understand what I'm saying? So is counseling like a thing? You know, we're seeing so much going on, especially social media, with people. A young mother just took her own life. She was saying it on social media, and she took her life because she was depressed. She was going through it and clearly had no outlet. So what do you say, you know, about therapy and the Black community and us addressing mental illness? Because it's very real.
So as my twin brother who works on Power 105.1, Charlemagne the God, you know, a lot of people say he look like him. He's real big on this topic right here. So he's got
Yes,
the
for
show,
sure,
The
for
God's
sure.
Honest Truth. And it's all about therapy, therapeutic, counseling, getting it out mentally. Mental illness is like the number one thing for people in our community. So having them sitting down and explaining what they're going through, or having them just let their issues be known, that's a big relief. That's a big sigh off somebody's chest. So I think that counseling, whatever kind of therapy you could get, is always good for people, especially in the Hempstead community, a community that's struggling in so many things.
Right. Now, even what you're saying, a community that's struggling with so many things, do you believe that there's a thing called do you believe that there can be like geographical curses? Like if you pay attention to certain areas only go through certain things. You know, certain areas have an infestation of a certain thing and they always have this going on, and this area has this and this area has that. You know, do you think that is a real thing, that a certain area can have a curse, like a geographical curse?
You know, I don't think it's a curse. I think it's all about the people in the community. The people that run the community are the people that pay the taxes. If the people in Hempstead stood up, all the taxpayers, and got the right people in the office, not saying that the people are there right now are not right, because so far they're doing an excellent job, but us as taxpayers, we run everything.
Right.
If we don't want to store there, protest,
It ain't
petition it, get
happening.
out of there. We don't want a strip club there. You see they got those out of there. You don't want certain things there. It's all about the people that pays the money, and you elect the people who you want to represent you. Like the next town over, Garden City. They don't have an influx of Hispanic people moving in there. They could probably
Nope.
afford those houses with 10 groups of family going there, but they control who comes in their community.
That's a
So
fact.
I wouldn't say it was a curse. I would just say it's a bunch of bad luck, which is almost a
Bunch of
curse.
bad
But
luck. Yeah, yeah. I guess it's a play on words.
You can also do like most people do, get up and go down south, or get up and move to another community. You don't have to just be stuck in Hempstead. So many people
Truth.
complain about it, but they're not getting up and trying to leave. So if you got that many issues with it, get yourself up and go. You can always be
True.
replaced.
True. This is very true. I think because you know I'm one of the ones who moved from there, but it's a heart thing. You know what I'm saying? I feel like it's a hard thing. I feel like you almost take Hempstead personal because you know there's so many awesome, great individuals that came from this. So it's confusing when you don't see that town winning. Does that make any sense?
That makes a lot of sense. People
Yeah.
people
So
at Hempstead to
yeah,
the heart. Even if,
for real.
even if you work in the school and you from Hempstead, you're like, yeah, I'm back where I belong. This is me. This
Mm-hmm.
is my life. Everybody, wherever you
Yeah.
go, you meet somebody from Hempstead. 9 times out of 10, they showing you love. Oh, or they know somebody from Hempstead. You from Long Island? What part of Hempstead? Oh, I know blah blah blah. Oh, I lived
Mm-hmm.
through there. So it's always Hempstead wherever you go. I live two
Nah,
towns
it
over in
really is
Baldwin.
though.
I work in Hempstead. I'm there every
Right.
day.
Mm-hmm.
So it's
It's
always
crazy.
Hempstead
I
till I
know.
die.
It is. I know. It's crazy. It just is. I don't know. And it's funny because somebody the other day, shout out to Jahi, he posted on Facebook something like, if Atlanta changed your life, something, it said something. So all people was like responding and everything. And I'm like, yo, Hempstead is so dope. Like, we're making strides and we're winning in a whole other state. Like, we done took over Atlanta, taking over Maryland, and everybody's from the same town. I'm just
I
like, wait,
guarantee
like, hold on. It's
I
crazy.
guarantee in this country is somebody from Hempstead in every state. It gotta be.
You know it
Even
is.
even way in
You
Alaska,
can't
even
go
way in
nowhere without
Alaska,
running to somebody from Hempstead.
we probably got Hempstead Eskimos in Alaska. I'm telling you, we everywhere.
It's crazy. We're everywhere. And it's just like that. To me, that says a lot. You know what I'm saying? That says a lot. You come from a certain town and you can go somewhere else and progress and be winning crazy. Like, it says a lot. So that's why I think that comes in at where, you know, you were saying that people complain, but they don't move. They know the potential. They know what could be going on. And like you said, in other towns, certain things are not allowed. It's just not. Certain things just not going to go on. And, you know, like you said, it's the people who making laws, taxpayers, all the stuff have to, you know, I guess be more cohesive with the decisions that they make in reference to the betterment of, you know, the town. I wanted to ask you something. I remember seeing something years ago where it was connected to the sports in Hempstead, and it was something was said on the lines of um, we weren't pushed like other people. We didn't have the same opportunities or programs. We weren't given certain things like other people. And it honestly confused me because we've seen people progress. So I was a little thrown off by that. Is there any truth to that? Or was that somebody just in their feelings? Like, what
No,
was that about?
I would say there's some truth to it, but when you're a youth in Hempstead, there's so many programs that push you. You had Don Ryan who had the Salvation Army. You
Shout out
had
to
the Pee
Don.
Wee Football League. You had God bless his soul, Al Bassamo with the with the PAL. God bless his
Right.
soul. Arthur
God bless.
Morrison. You had him at Kennedy Park. So
Right.
when I got to the high school, even though I had a great coach in Ted Adams, they didn't. I had offers to go to places, but they never helped me get there. I got there on my own talent. I played AAU
Right.
basketball. That's how I got my scholarship to Delaware State. It wasn't because
Nice.
any of the coaches wrote a letter. So when we started coaching, me, Auburn Scott, Kwame Mason, Raheem Oates, Juan Rodriguez, we tried to change that narrative. So we would write into the coaches, we have this player, we have this player. Can you come take a look at him? So a couple of
Mm-hmm.
coaches came down from Nyack College, from upstate SUNY Morrisville. We had a few kids go there. So that's the narrative we
Okay.
try to change. So when people say that they didn't have the help, I can believe that part from the high school part. But the elementary, growing up as a youth, we were all
Mm-hmm.
supported. That's how a lot of kids stayed out of trouble. They had sports year round.
Right. 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 I got you. So now, but that's the thing, because I'm not a sports person. You know, I was a
Mm-hmm.
cheerleader. I was a cheerleader. But if I have this opportunity from being a toddler in elementary school through middle school, whatever, and it kind of stops here, where does that leave me? You
You
understand what I'm saying?
basically, if you don't have the support from your family, like that's why the father comes plays such a big role because men are good in sports. A lot of females are not too into sports, so they might not. If you playing AAU, they might not want to drive you the way to the Bronx, and you live in Long Island. You got a father. He's
Mm-hmm.
like, oh yeah, I think my son go to the league or get a scholarship. We don't gotta pay for this. He's gonna go out a little bit more.
Mm-hmm.
So it's you need those coaches who are gonna be there to support you. Those are the type of coaches that
Right.
they need.
Right. I mean, well, truth be told, a lot of the mamas I be seeing, don't be playing about their kids in the sports. They be out there. Like, they traveling, they going to get their hair and their nails done. They out on the road, taking these kids everywhere. So, you know, I think it's also, it's an individual thing. I'll say it's an individual thing. But I also noticed that, you know, the energy is different. Like, I'll see, like, you know, you have the two parents together. The daughter could be in dance or whatever she's in, and then the son is in sports. But the daughter situation doesn't seem that important to dad. Like, he going, you know what I'm saying? He gonna make it to the football game. He gonna be there every game. But when little mama has her stuff going on, mom has to show up without dad. So I feel like we need to push, you know, the change in that as well, and make everything that our children do be as important as the next. Because you have to understand something. It causes energy in a household between the siblings too. It can cause issues with the siblings. It can also cause issues in the marriage. So, you know, what do you say when it comes to the dynamics like that? Like, okay, you have two sons. Are they into sports, and how do you handle both? Do you and your wife both take turns, or how does that go?
So they're both into sports. I'm more of I play basketball, so I'm strictly basketball. The youngest one plays football. I signed them up and paid for it, but she goes to everything. I try to go to all the games.
See, I told you, I knew.
Yeah, it works. But listen, I'm not a football guy. Her brother played football, so she probably know. I watch the game on TV and gamble on football, but going all out in the field, I don't got time for that. I'd rather stay home, watch TV, and just go to the game. When it comes to football, basketball is totally something different. I'm out there at the games yelling at the PAL games, parents looking at me like I'm crazy. I go all out for the basketball. Football is something different. But
that's what I was saying.
Like you were saying with the balance, it's an ego thing. Like I don't want to be in no ballerina class as a man. While my son got a basketball game, he could be scoring 40. But as a father, you need to support both of them. But
yes,
I'm telling you, I'm choosing the sports over the ballerina or the little cookies and milk thing every day. Definitely.
But that's what I'm saying. You have to, you know, balance it out, because, you know, our kids carry that, you know, because every parent situation is not where all the kids are gifted in certain things. So you got to honor all the kids, because they all feel some type of way. They all want to be, you know, dad's favorite, mom's favorite. So you got to, like, learn how to, you know, manage everybody, see where everybody is. That's why it's so important to have real conversations. Yeah, you got to have real conversations with your kids. You know, check in on them, be nosy, see what's going on with them, see how they feeling. We got to get in our kids' business, period. We got to get in our kids' business. Know what devices
they on. Know what they doing online.
Facts. Listen, know what they are doing online is a big one for sure. All right. So what advice do you have for inspiring Black authors?
My number one advice is tell your story. People love your story. People love stories of people winning. I wrote a book, told my son's story. It's all about him.
That's it.
When you see your success on paper, it's a great thing. When you see your success coming in your bank account, it's a lovely thing. So always tell your story. Your story might be the next person's motivation. Your story might be your next million. You never know. You might go from sitting writing your story on a piece of paper to being on GMA3 or Oprah's book club. So you never know. Always tell your story. I guarantee everybody that's on right now could write a book, no matter how big or how small, about the situations they went through. And we all probably could relate to it, and will pay just to read that. So you always gotta tell your story.
Exactly. And that's, go ahead.
Oh no, I was gonna tell them I'm an author, you're an author. This is a plug for her. If you look right in the background, the book is there. So make sure y'all buy it too.
And that's the thing, like, I want to be able to interview people up here and create relationships and create, you know, other avenues for those who are, you know, tuning in to connect with each other. Because there's somebody who's on the live that's like, yo, I do got a story, you know, but I don't know what to do. I actually help people write. I help people write, because when you know they have a story, why not help them to get it out there? Because it's not about us. Like, everything we be going through is not about us. It's about other people, the soul that's connected to your story, to help somebody else. You know what I'm saying?
Don't take it
like, if you didn't write
to your grave with you.
yeah, for real. Like, it's not gonna do nothing down there. It ain't gonna do nothing down there. So what are they? Is there anything that you would not write about?
Yeah, I wouldn't write, since I'm a teacher. I don't want to write about violence. So I'm gonna just keep my stuff straight. Kid books. My next book, just to give y'all a little spoiler alert, is gonna be about bullying. So
Love it.
I know all the kids could relate to it. That's gonna drop in February. That's the release date. But I wouldn't write about violence, and I don't think I would write about sex and violence. I wouldn't write about anything else. I probably would write about.
Okay.
Just because I work in the school, and I don't want anything getting crazy or coming back to me.
Yes, respectfully. Crazy. No, I get that. I get that part. Listen, this is good. This is really, really good. This is really good. I'm seeking to have another person come on that I help me with my book. Awesome person. She's dope. Like, she gonna push you, because I had moments where I was like, I can't do it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can't do it. And she was like, yes, you can, because it ain't about you. I was like, oh, snap. Okay, I'm doing it. So this is awesome. This is dope. I really want to be able to have a platform where people can push each other, have a community of writers to push each other, so everyone can publish their book. Every person, nobody left behind. Just like with basketball, nobody left behind, where everybody leaves an author. You understand what I'm saying? Everybody leaves with the tools to be an author. Like, that's one of my goals. So what are your goals in the next 5 years connected to being a husband? This is each question. Being a husband, being a father, being an educator, being an entrepreneur, and being a writer. 5 years.
Being a husband, just want to be the best man I could be. Make life easier for everybody in the household. As far as being a father, want to get both of the boys to college. If not college, get them career ready. Maybe they both might not like college, so get them a skill, get them a tool. As far as the author, I want to come out with a couple of more books. That I want to just sit back, relax, and write books for people. Give me your story. Let me go in my little hotel for 3 months and create your story. Just like, what was that movie, Misery? Without me getting beat up. Let me just write my story.
Besides the leg breaking.
And what was that? That was the husband, that was the family, that was the next 5 years. There was another question?
Next 5 years for each thing. So you gave me husband, you gave me father. I need, as an educator, 5 years. What you looking like?
As an educator, well, 17 in, 13 to go. I still want to be in the classroom, but I want to do like a lot of tutoring, a lot of mentoring. Sometimes I'll charge, sometimes I'll volunteer my time. But that's what I want to do. I want to give back to the youth, and I also want to try to teach the youth to try to help out the elderly, because in about 20, 30 years, they're going to be taking care of us. So I want to go to like I guess when the world opens back up, go to like the rehab centers, read to people, just go on a walk with a couple of people, talk to them. People like to be talked to.
Yes.
So that's what I see.
A lot of times they don't get visits. Yeah, yo, wow, that is so awesome. A lot of times they don't get visits. It's sad, but it's true. So when the youth come in, and when different businesses and stuff, companies come in to entertain them, that's their everything. That's what they have. That would be so awesome. All right, so you gave me husband, father, educator. Next 5 years as a business owner, or I'll say entrepreneur, because you tapped into some other things.
No, I just want to expand. I want to start bringing my peoples on. I just want to collect all the money for myself. They say it's better when you eat with your people, but sometimes it's not good to mix business and friends. So you want to do it on sign a contract with them so we can know, you can outline it. Just because we boys, that don't mean you're going to be slacking or not pay your part. It's all on contract. So in case anything goes wrong, you can explain, well, this month you didn't pay your portion of the bill, so I had to double and pay it, so your cut will be a little bit smaller. So I want to bring a team on with me. So it's always better to roll with the people you trust or the people you grew with. It's always good to have your people around you. Or if I can bring a team on, at least do some joint ventures with someone that I know or someone that I trust or someone that I see is on the same avenue as me.
That's right. Mindset is everything. Mindset is everything. And your circle, the people around you reflect you. You know what I'm saying? That's why there's no reason why in a whole crew of people, only one person is winning. There's an issue there.
Definitely.
If only one person is winning, there's an issue there. And you got to figure that thing out. You know what I'm saying? So that's awesome. Lastly was, as an author, where do you see yourself in a 5 year? I think you kind of answered that question. Listen, I'm here. I'm here to help, assist. Like I said, I would love to have a community of writers, you know, where nobody leaves without finishing their books. And I'm praying that she comes on. I haven't reached out to, this is God right now pushing me to ask this person to come on this platform, because like I said, she's awesome. She's gonna push you through, pray you through, and nobody gonna be left behind without leaving as a published author. All right. Yeah. So that's awesome. So Mr. Lateef Myles, I appreciate you. Thank you so much for coming on this podcast. My #1 episode is with you. You rocking my shirt. Huge thank you to Chase Money, the brand, for sponsoring this podcast.
Big shout out to Bottom.
I'm super excited. Yes, big shout out to the husband. That's him clapping in the background.
That's my guy.
I'm just so excited for you. Just keep writing, you know, keep being an example in our community. Continue to go forth in all the ventures. I'm praying God brings you people that are like-minded, that will be cohesive on all the things that you have. One of the things I want to share is to make sure, you know, you're writing things down and you actually have a vision. You know, you want to see things before you see it. So what can you leave us with before we close out, you know, just for those who are here? Because everybody's cheering you on. Shout out to everybody who came on the live. We see you. Thank you. You know, everybody's cheering you on. They're excited about the story because you shared some stuff we didn't even know about, and that's dope. Give us something. Give us a quote, a statement, something to leave us with where we're going to remember that we came on this podcast and encountered Mr. Lateef Myles.
The #1 thing is never give up. Never give up on yourself. If you don't believe in yourself, then who's gonna believe in you? Like I tell people when I give them the book, I promote to them like, yo, you're gonna buy the book? Like I go to a lot of African American people, and before I leave, I'm like, listen, you gotta buy the book. Because if my own people don't buy the book, then who's gonna believe in me? And that's when they always say,
that's the one.
Okay. So have faith. Always have faith in yourself. Never give up. You give up, it's just over. Life is too big to be over. So never give up, everybody. Definitely thank you for having me. Much success with the show. Send it to me every Monday or whatever day you're going to do it so I can send it out and promote it, do my blast. Much love. We go way back. Thank you so very much.
For real. This is everything. Like, I promise you, I'm mad emotional right now. I ain't going to show it them. But yeah, this was everything I thought it would be. And I'm just excited. You know, I'm going to continue to pray for you, continue to pray for me and other things I have going on. I promise you, I plan on having people come on that are awesome like you, that have a story that's going to help the Black community to understand we're dope. Like, we're so amazing. Definitely. We just sometimes need a little push. We just sometimes need to see somebody that looks like us that are winning. And we have that. We absolutely have that. So thank you once again for coming on. You know, tell your wife and your sons thank you for me having you for over an hour. You know, continue to keep in touch with me. Like I said, I don't want this to fall to the wayside. My word is my bond. If I say I'm interested in doing something, supporting something, ask anybody who know me for real. I absolutely do it. So You want to set up a team in reference to the writing? Let's go. You want to set up some mentors in reference to, you know, teaching the kids, mentoring the kids, and or tutoring the kids? We're going to get some people together and make this thing happen. We don't want to just have words. You know what I'm saying? We want to put action to the words, period. So that's what
definitely
my last thing is.
Reach out to me. Let's work together. 516-770-6634. Send me a message.
That's
send me
it.
a text. You can't find me there. I'm at Rhodes Academy on Washington Street. Come see me.
Nice.
That's
it. That's it. That's it. La Dotcha LLC. I like the name. Does that mean something?
Yeah.
What's Dotcha mean?
It's a club in France. I just stole the name from them. I was Googling like different places that I want to do. Let's say it got the lie because I'm lying.
I ain't mad. Right.
Like Dotcha, like it's almost like gotcha. So like Dotcha.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. I love it.
I ran with that. Definitely ran with that.
Listen, make sure you guys follow him on social media. That is LATEEF516. And it is, what was the other one? Is it La Entertainment? Because I sure was tagging that.
Yeah, La Entertainment too.
Okay, La_Entertainment. Make sure you go on www.lulu.com and purchase your book now. Not when, no. I need you to go do that right now. Support Black authors. Oh, y'all can also support me at the same time too. I got, my book is still on Amazon, or you can send me an email. I will get the book to you. A Praying God Over Puzzle Pieces, A Mother Who Prays is the name of my book. I have 2 books coming out soon. Y'all pray for me. Jesus, he's doing a lot with a sister. But I'm excited. You got to stay excited. So I got 2 more books coming out. Pushing for it to be this year. And hopefully me and La will be working together on something that we discussed, because I'm not going to let this go to the wayside. This was too good. This was too good. Make sure y'all make it out to his party. When is it? The next one.
You got
the brunch.
Friday, Saturday at Backstage. The brunch is every Sunday at the living room, 2 p.m. to 6 p.m. Everybody is free. If you want to come, RSVP, send me a message. Everybody's always free to enter. Just pay for your food. Don't eat and run.
Don't eat and run, people. Do right by the folks. Don't eat and run. Show up, but pay your fare. Pay your fare.
Definitely.
This is awesome. This is awesome. I'm excited. Listen, thank you so much once again. I will share this. This will be posted on my YouTube page. I do apologize for the confusion. I'm still learning this stuff, y'all. Pray for a sister. So this will be uploaded on YouTube. Mr. Myles will also have it as well for his platform. And we are closing out. Thank you so much yet again.
Night,
listen, everybody, encourage, empower, and educate. That's the goal for each and every one of us to win. Have a good night.
All right, guys. Later.
Later.